I feel like I kind of fucked myself with art. So, how do I explain this? I'll say I've always been someone who draws. I've always been someone who draws. I've always been a drawer my whole life. I used to, like, when I first started drawing, I would just look at references on the internet for like what I wanted to draw and what I wanted to get good at drawing, and I would just copy that. I was kind of drawn to like maybe like sad images from time to time, but like I never drew anything that would be like, is this girl okay? Um, until I started getting older a little bit, and you know, um, that ties into like my writing and all that, but different idea. So when it comes to art and drawing and expressing myself through art, I've only really gotten like to a place where I'm like, oh wait, I'm actually doing this. Like in the past year and a half ish. I'll say that there was a very pivotal point in like my expression. There was a point where I was just drawing things that I thought were cool and that looked cool and that expressed ideas. And then there was a point where I was drawing what I felt and giving in to what I felt and throwing away my thoughts and just examining how I experienced my inner self and putting that onto paper or whatever like medium I had. And I'll say like that's when shit got real, and I like started making things that I felt like were legitimate, and I was like, oh my god, like wait, this is like the shit that I respect when other people do it. Like I feel like there's a really big difference between like, and I think this is where people like differentiate like artists between people who can paint. Like there are people who can get good at something, but being like an artist in that thing is a very different thing. Like I feel like there's something more palpable and something more authentic, and like with things that aren't, it feels a bit like disingenuous. It feels like you're trying to mimic a reaction, or you're trying to like get a reaction out of someone, but you're not even feeling yourself. That's pertaining to like art that I feel isn't made when people are like surrendering themselves to whatever they're making. um I don't want to say it's like ruined my life to have done that, but what I will say is that it's made feeling incredibly hard, because I feel like I opened up a floodgate, and I don't really know how to close it now. I don't really know how to like not look at it all the time. And I feel like the only thing I can do is to just look at it more. And I feel like I've allowed myself to express really dark parts of me in my art, but I've kind of hit like a plateau in a weird way. Like I feel like I've gone as dark and as introspective as I can, but I know that that's not true. Like I know that there's more to this, and I guess I have to like unlock different parts of me, which is scary, but like I know that it's gonna bring something really different to my art. I think it's just scary to like know that you can put yourself in that like emotional state, I guess, to know that like it's not like my, like I don't know, like paying attention to your emotions like makes them like worse in a way, but like I feel like it helps me to process things like when I draw them. But if I'm not being honest with myself, then I can't get there. I don't know, like this is the most recent thing that I feel drawn to that I made. Like I wouldn't dissect it right now, but like if I could, like if I really had to sit down and think about what this meant to me, I would be able to. Um, yeah, I'd definitely be able to. But like I wouldn't think that I'm doing that when I'm doing it. Like that's kind of the interesting thing about the creative process is that as it's happening, there's no intention per se behind it. Like this is like something I saw, or like I just saw a man on the street the other day, and this person just smoking a cigarette out of their car as this person is literally like on the side of the street. Like I don't know, just I guess those are just things that I notice in the world. Like sometimes I'll draw things that I feel or think, or kind of just like weird, chaotic, um, frantic things like that. Um, or like items. I draw items a lot, like things that I might see in like dreams. It's like a tree, candle, lighter, airport seat, fucking, you know what I mean? I write down like thoughts or like even like visions I have. Like this is a living space that I had a vision of, that I see myself living in. It feels kind of cool to share this stuff. Like I don't really do it very often. Like, or I'll have things like this. Like I plan on digitizing this. Like it feels like if I took like my actual like psyche and like this is cool. I don't really like talk about this stuff a lot. And I just throw that shit on paper or whatever, cuz I don't know, it just represents a lot for me. Like I like to think about Young Justice, like the TV show. If you guys have ever watched it, there's like a part where like Calderon and like all of like the members are sort of like under attack by the Martians, and we get this like whole arc where they're basically like in Calderon's psyche and in like McGann's psyche, and they're just all like entering each other's minds, and it's like a crazy thing. Anyways, that's how I envision the psyche now, because I think it's like an actual realm and not just like just a place in your mind. It's not like a place in your mind, but it's like a quantum realm of sorts. So that's how I feel about my art. I feel like it depicts that, or at least pieces like this one here. Yeah, sometimes I mess around with like I gotta cover some stuff, but like sometimes I mess around with like lettering and stuff. Those are like my friends' names. I recently did like a tattoo drawing for someone. But yeah, I wish I had my other sketchbook. I tried like doing like a gratitude journal with like stickers, sort of, for a day, which was cool. Yeah, I wish I had my other journal so like I could show you like how much darker that one was. Like this one is like playing it safe, honestly. I think I can go deeper within myself. It's definitely like scary, but I think I can, and I need to anyways. So shit's gonna get weird. Shit's gonna get weird, but I view this time period as like seeing the darkest part of myself to come out the other end where shit's lighter, if that makes sense. I just thought about whether this water bottle could give away something about where I live for some reason. That would be scary because people are crazy on the internet. But anyway, Yeah, all I'll say is I've become a lot more aware of my, ooh, that hurt, of my emotions, which has made life kind of hard because I don't allow, like, I've been lucky enough to learn a lot about emotions and not be like dictated or like be impulsive with them. But I don't know, if you're an artist and you're someone who's very introspective and you feel everything and there's not really like a disconnect between like your body and your emotions. um Someone's texting me. You um okay, you might get what I mean. It's hard and I have a lot of like headaches from it. Like my head hurts all the time. Like it just hurts all the time. Like I don't even, I used to like when I used to feel pain or like emotional pain, like I'd feel it like sort of like in my heart, but now it's like my whole body is in pain and like my head is in pain and mm, yeah, just kind of constantly suffering isn't the right word because there's nothing in my life per se that would make me suffer. It's almost like of my own creation in its own way, which is like hell, maybe. But I don't know. It's really weird. Anyway, I've been rambling for like 12 minutes. I highly doubt anyone's gonna see this, but either way, I'm putting it up.